Hey, hello, my friends, my people. Let me see. It is telling me, yes, got it. Okay, Zoom's got all these notifications. Okay, so welcome to Shanda On Demand on the social aspect and the On Demand Mastermind, which is on Zoom with me. You guys are always welcome to write the word Zoom on social media if you want to know how to get into the On Demand Mastermind, which is on Zoom, where we debrief what it is that we're talking about for the day with the entrepreneurs all around the globe. You guys go in the chat right now. Let me know where do you live? Like, what is the hi Nina? Where do you live? What's the area of the world that you live in? UK, Victoria, BC, Montana, Toronto, Fresno, Texas, lots of Toronto people, huh? Denmark, so cool. Chicago, Lake Tahoe. My husband's heading to Lake Tahoe in an hour. Maryland. So good. Awesome. Okay, so Sedona, Arizona. Gosh, I haven't been there forever. We have an event at the end of September with my mentor and good friend Rex Crane in Arizona, but not Sedona. Okay, guys. So I'm excited to be here for you. Did anybody miss me this week? Just tell me yes. I've been leading an event for the last 3 days, and I missed you guys. Was it good? You guys who watched the last couple days, was Sarah Canal solid with how to look at how on Monday I asked her to go through, if you were going to write a book, how would you design your chapters? Like, how would you design your table of contents? And she just I don't know about you, but that was like one of the things that when I went to go write a book, that's where my writer had me start. My writer actually had me start at, let's put together a table of contents for the chapters that you want to do. And so I asked her to do that on Monday. So if you have a vision of writing a book or you want to write another book, go watch Shanda On Demand on Monday. It's not me, it's Sarah Cannell, one of our clients, and she's just an extraordinary human being. So, and then the day after on Tuesday, she worked on how to monetize a book. So I wanted to give you a little kind of compact training, an A/B punch for you guys. So what do I got for you today? Fridays almost always, and I'll give you some kind of background to this. Fridays almost always are hot seat days. And there's one thing me training like me to camera. Same with you. Like if you're doing any sort of social media, you're doing any sort of blogging, or you're doing any sort of YouTubing, there's one thing like you going direct to camera and talking to people. Lives are amazing because lives have a way of growing your channels and your engagement. I look at my insights, write this down. I look at my insights often, and I like to see, I'm always surprised on what the topics are that actually create the most amount of engagement. So I don't know if you guys know this or you could guess this. So can you guess the topic that gets the most amount of engagement on our channel? Go in the chat, let me know. Can you guess the actual content topic? Michelle says money, right? Esteban says cash. You and Ash, that is a good one. Money, love, that's a pretty good one too. Love has always actually been the way the story behind how I found my husband in 90 days, like, gets the most amount of views. It's wild, right? And so what that tells me, y'all, is that whatever it is that you're selling or whatever it is that you're a stand for in the world, know that there's cross sales. So if I had, which I do not, but if I had some sort of a partnership with somebody who either helped people date and find their husbands, it would be a great cross sell for me, because our audience like goes crazy when I share anything about my husband and I and how I met him in 90 days. So, but that's not the topic that's trending right now. Guess what the topic that's trending? Self-doubt. Isn't that wild? So when I put self-doubt in the description, I think it was a week or two ago, the insights went, whew, which then made me think I should write some newsletters, some pocket coaching, which is a way that I deliver content to my clients, pocket coaching around self-doubt, because the insights are your read into your audience's heart, right? And so I really encourage you today to try and don't be so locked into what it is that you do. So what is it that you do for a living? Go in the chat. You can go do like kind of a little shameless plug for what you do, right? Don't drop any links, but go ahead and just put what it is that you do. So what is it that you do? Okay, what is it that you guys do? Uh-oh. Okay. Okay, so I'm a realtor, visual arts, digital marketing, Christian, help Christians, big business sales, holistic weight release. Okay, real estate investing. Okay, so here, real estate investing. Instead of just being like real estate investing, real estate investing, real estate investing, what if you taught about the art of confidence in a deal? Okay, now that might sound totally woo-woo, but I'm telling you, when you bring it up to a personal development level, a leadership level, leadership is everything. I will tell you, I am not where I want to be because of leadership. In other words, I've got a leadership jump. You trying to create sorry, my husband keeps calling in. Jonathan, are you on? Because you may need to jump on for just 2 seconds. Ash
Yep.
007. Because I think Ash is trying to find my son's passport, and I don't want him to miss his plane. So if he calls right back, then I'll jump back on. Okay. So when you look at whatever it is that you do, weight loss, real estate, and take it up to a human moment, right? Okay, that's him again. Jump on, Jonathan, and just go into messaging a little bit, and then I'll come right back.
Awesome. So what's up, everybody? I'm Jonathan. I'm the Chief Marketing Officer here at Hardcore. And one of the things that we're seeing as far as messaging and as far as, the things that are really resonating with people are tapping into emotions, tapping into that vulnerable aspect. One of the things that we see quite often is questions that are asked. Hey, Jonathan, I've been sending out emails about this or text about this, and, things aren't converting. And or something along the lines of, I have this list of 500, 5,000, whatever the case may be, and I haven't messaged them in a while. And my recommendation is, being vulnerable, but really speaking and telling the truth, right? So if you haven't messaged somebody in the last 3 months, hey, I've been MIA for the last 3 months. Here's what's been going on. Here's what I've been doing, and I've failed to reach out to you.
That's a great way to do it, Jonathan. That's super great. Keep if you have to finish what you're doing, but I'm back. I was right. My husband could not find my son's passport.
Let's push it on back to Shanda.
Okay, push it on back to me. Awesome. Yay. Don't you love real talk here? Real talk with Shanda and Jonathan. Okay, so I'm gonna do a hot seat now in 2 seconds, but what I want you guys to do is look at your industry and know that people get bored with you talking about the same thing. So yes, I talk about money, right? And as I'm in there talking about money, people are like, okay. And yes, I know they want it, but what causes people to not be able to create the money? It's leadership. So you might call leadership personal development or whatever, but it's everything. You will only make as much money as you feel like you deserve, right? If you're teaching real estate investing or you're encouraging people to join your real estate investment group, then you got to handle the conversation of speed, which is like, you got deal flow, but then do you know what to do with the deal when you get it, right? Or how do you stretch that next level? So I'm going to take a hot seat. So you guys on Zoom, pop up put up your hands. So somebody else is going to have to pick that for me because I'm in my car. But before I switch over to a hot seat, my husband and I were talking about this morning, and it is critically important. And there's actually one of our 1% Club clients, their mother is in the hospital, and we prayed, and she started to get her consciousness back, and she's speaking again when she was nonverbal. And she said, but she's still weak. Do not focus on what you're weak on. In other words, when you're in a build, if you focus on what you're weak on, because it's like our client's mom. Yes, she's weak coming out of not being able to speak, and now she's able to speak. But you can't focus on the weak part. And this is not a mantra. It's not, yes, it's positive thinking, but it's authority. And I'm telling you, this is the thing that people miss all the time, because of course it's, hard to get back in shape. Of course, it like discipline takes a lot of effort. Of course. But if you start to compliment your wins, they will manifest and grow so fast. I can't even tell you. So in our house, we have it's no excuses, but we don't like any sort of negative talk anywhere. And so we don't make each other wrong when we say something negative, but what we do is redirect the conversation in an empathetic, loving way. So I'm scared to do this next jump in my business. I don't know if I can handle it. Like, I don't know if I have the skills for it. I've never been there before. It's like, okay, that story is going to make you weak. And the weakness we can't run away from, because we have to build through it. Right? It's vulnerability, it's powerful. But like when Jonathan's talking about sharing vulnerably, let me show you what vulnerability looks like. Okay, so I know I got a long way to go. Instead of like, do I have what it takes to handle it? I know I have a long way to go, but here's the things that I've been good at in the past. And here's the things that have tripped me up. I get to focus on, how do I not get tripped up by that? Right? And so we flip to the positive. And when we do that, I'm telling you, your mind, when you can see it, you can sell it. When you can see it, you can lead it. And I hear myself saying that a lot over the last 6 months. I've never said it in my career before, but I feel like it's a message that people need to understand. If you cannot see the destiny you're building to right now, I know there's moments that should be scary. That's natural. You're leaving an identity to grab a new identity. Let's bring up a hot seat. Bring me up a hot seat.
We got Siobhan.
Hi.
Can you put us together? Hi, Siobhan. How are you?
Hi, good. How are you?
So great. Oh, I thought you were wearing a legacy hat, but you're not. I was like, I
Oh.
gotta get you one. Okay, so what's your question for me? What's the one thing that, if you could ask me any question and think of it as like, if this was solved, it would make a huge difference in my life for my business. What is that?
Yes. So I have a webinar next week, and I wanted to make an offer at the webinar. And so I had a realization of the exact same thing that you're talking about. And I realized that, okay, so I'm not selling real estate because I'm an agent, an investor. And so I realized that I do need to sell an emotion. So I came up with, okay, so I can put a course together, do vision. So like I'm selling, what is your vision mindset type of thing, course type of thing.
Okay, so yes, you can do that, but let me flip back. Vision in real estate. Do you know when I started investing in real estate? My girlfriend Candace, who by the way just rang the bell on Wall Street as she took her company to the market, and so I'm so proud of her. And
Awesome.
so Candace was my girlfriend, and she grabbed a whiteboard or a flip chart at the time, and she wrote out, Shanda, if you buy this house, and this is actually a great message for you guys who have ever failed. Okay. And so I don't know if we're spotlighted together. Are we, guys?
Yes, you are.
Okay, cool. So she gets this whiteboard and she types in, or she writes up, Shanda, if you buy this home for like this condo on Las Vegas Strip for, let's say, $220,000. And then we hold it for X amount of years, and real estate traditionally goes up 5% a year. Like if you look at the ups and downs of real estate, it looks like it goes like, goes up like 30%, but it doesn't. It comes down. And so when you hold long term, it really is 5%, which is an interesting game. This is why real estate really should be used for cash flow, not for getting, in my opinion, hold on. Okay, not necessarily being a landlord of multiple different homes. because you can make more money in other places is what I'm saying. So however, she lays out this plan for me and goes, if you buy this house for 220,000, we hold it for this amount of time, we refinance money out of that, buy this other home in 2 years from now. And we played this game where I had 3 homes and my net worth wealth looked really good. That's vision in real estate. Do you get what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
what did I do? I went and I invested, because as soon as I saw it, I could conceive it, right? So it's when we're afraid, y'all, if any of you guys are battling the next jump or you didn't sleep well last night, right? Because you're worried about something, you're only worried because of a lack of vision.
Right.
And so you must grab a little piece of paper and do kind of like what Candace did for me, which is you buy this house and then you got to get your brain locked on to something that you feel safe. Now, I lost my ass on those investments. But you know what? I would do it again in a heartbeat. It's the real estate market crashed at that point, like right after that, like not too long. It was maybe 2 years, 2.5 years, maybe 3 years after I started that the market tanked.
Okay.
Right. And I couldn't short sale my homes. Now, I only share this story for you and everybody else, is that doesn't make Candace's strategy a bad strategy for someone. I just got caught in the market, right? I have a friend who just is trying to sell a company right now. He just got caught in a bad market. You know, we invested in an IPO and then this whole COVID breakout happened, right? And so you get caught in markets. You cannot be afraid of getting caught, because what happens is you get stronger. Where I learned how to create cash flow and become this resilient is when I lost those 3 homes.
Mhm.
Because I had bad credit for 7 years. And it was such a blessing. It was such a blessing to have bad credit for 7 years. Because it was like, what am I going to wait 7 years to be able to get on with my life? No, I got to create cash. And if I have any sense of honor towards this vision of being financially free, then I need to get my stuff in gear now. Right. And so that's what I think is really important for you to do, is if you could on that webinar lay out kind of a Candace style, you know what I mean, vision,
Okay.
and you're connecting it to what's happening in the market right now. Like the market may or may not go up or down, really depends on who you talk to, right? Like if you talk to the real estate association, it's like it's not going down, it's going to
Right.
bounce back up. But then you look at eXp Realty and you look at some of these other people in real estate and their transactions are down. And then you look at the fact of us that are selling properties or buying properties, and we're buying at discounts and we're selling at discounts, right? So what's the real message? I don't know. It feels a little bit like 08. I'm not saying it's going to be 08. I don't know what it's going to be, but I'll say there is a massive difference in opinion from smart people on both sides. Right? Smart people on both sides. So it's wild. We'll see what happens. But that being said, I would factor that insecurity into your webinar presentation. Does that help?
Yes, it does very much.
So like if the market goes down, here's what you're going to do.
Mhm.
And if the market goes up, here's what you're going to do. Right? Like, and when people grab vision, and if you want to talk to me personally about how to increase your net worth in a time in the world right now where it's easier than it's ever been, then I'm going to drop a link below and let's talk. Or you sell a course.
Got it.
Okay. So
Yeah.
I'm going to work with people for the next 90 days or 4 months or whatever, 6 months, and we're going to build something like this for you. Right. And so then you got to think about objections. My brain goes to objections right away. Well, what if I don't, how would I find money? So is there a way to figure out how to find money? Right. Like, and so you got to drop those. I'll show you how to find money. I'll show you how to find deals. I'll show you how to, whatever. Right.
Got it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank
I'm
you.
excited for you. So good. All right, girl. All right. Mute your line and let's pull up one more person. Trish says she loves the hot seats. Let me pull up one more person.
Yay, hi.
Hey,
Thank you
what is
so
your
much.
name? Because I
This is
can't see your name on here.
Michelle.
Michelle, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Shonda.
Michelle.
Thank you so
Awesome,
much
what's
for
your
the list.
question?
What? Oh, okay. Is this a good place to ask about title and tagline? If not, I'll just jump off.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead, ask me. So
Okay.
you guys, just to give context for people who don't know, she is doing an online show and she needs a hook, right? And so she's going to ask me a question about her, your headline is the number one reason why people stop and watch your webinar, register for your challenge, or really watch a Facebook Live, a YouTube Live, right? Like it comes down to the description and the hook and the headline. Okay. And it's undervalued way too much. I hate it when people go, hey, I'm just walking down the street. I'm like, oh, don't do that. Like just hook, because so many people watch replays. Okay. So what's your question?
What do you think of this title and tagline? Embodied and free, connect deeply with your body, release emotional wounds, and unlock true joy within.
I think it's missing urgency.
Hmm.
Okay. And
Okay.
so, and if you don't bring urgency in a world like what's happening, right? It's always a problem. Doesn't matter what the market's doing.
Yeah.
But because you have great fear in the world, I mean, we've pretty much most people have lived in fear for the last 4 years,
Yeah.
right? They don't know if
Yeah.
the market's going up, if the market's going down, if their spouse is going to keep their job, if they're not, if they should invest in business coaching, if they should not, if they should move, downsize, you know what I mean? Like if COVID's going to hit, if like something else is going to hit, like, it's just like people, y'all need to know that your buyers, whether you're in fear or not, your buyers have lived in uncertainty for 4 years. It's actually a great resilience time in history, because we're all going to have to make a decision on, I'm either going to just march my own march and see what life has for me, or I'm going to try and protect myself. If you try and protect yourself, you will go down.
Yeah.
Because you can't win and protect yourself at the same time. It doesn't work like that. You got to make money and hire asset protection attorneys, right?
Mhm.
Like, and so all of that to be said, you're missing urgency because it's too, when I say the word urgency, I want you all to think about bold,
Hmm.
bold, bold statements, bold, like words like certainty. Like I am certain. You know what I mean? Like, so I am certain that there is joy knocking on the door of your life,
Hmm.
right? Like, so you need
Yeah.
to, so I'm not saying you're off on your points.
Yeah.
I'm just saying the words that surround that, or you might want to change some of your points. They're not certain enough. And so
Okay.
the problem with that is people will sit in indecisiveness.
Okay. Okay. Thanks.
You're welcome. All right, my friends. So here's what I'm going to do. Happy Friday. And I'm going to be back on Monday, and I will be doing, I've got this is my busiest month of the entire year. It's my busiest month of the entire year. And so I have 4 events this month. So I'm going to be here on Monday and Tuesday on Shanda On Demand. And then I'm going to have some of my friends come and train people who are making multiple millions of dollars, sometimes in a day or two. And the reason why that's important is they think differently. And if we can hook into the way successful people are thinking, we can go there. I don't go get advice around my marriage from somebody who's divorced. I just don't. Not saying there's anything wrong with being divorced or that you can't restart. I want to go after, first of all, I study with people in business that are married and have kids. Why? Because they need to understand what I'm dealing with, right? Like, I don't want to be told, like, miss your son's karate. You know what I mean? Because you're in the middle of a launch. It's like, no, I'm not missing my son's karate. I mean, it's one thing to miss it once or twice in a year. It's another thing to skip it constantly because you're overcommitted, right? And so I'm a really, really big fan on, if you want to grow a business, to not hire affordable business coaches. With love, I know many of you guys might be in the world of just building your business coaching company and you're still learning. It's okay. I'm not in competition with you, but for you, I want you to hire people that literally they think differently, because problems come up and those problems need a pivot. And that pivot comes from wisdom. And so money comes from wisdom. There's a lot of highly talented people in this world, but money, it has authority because what it took to get there. Took a lot of risk, it took a lot of courage, but most of all, it really shows that they can solve problems. Money to me just tells me that somebody knows how to solve problems. That's it. That's it. If you can solve problems, you make money. If you cannot solve problems, then you will work the rest of your life. So with love, I will see you guys Monday. You guys on Zoom with us, stay on. I'm going to go to the on-demand mastermind with you guys on Zoom. So you guys stay on. And everybody on social media, have a great weekend.